Yo, so Cafecito Time candles and melt are now available, guys. The smell is unbelievable. And I'm not just saying this, but my house smells so damn good. Every time I come in, everyone's like, are you making coffee? I'm like, nope, it is my new candle. So exclusively just for our listeners, if you use HERR 10, you will get 10% off our melts and the candle. I like them both, so I can't suggest one or the other. I have the melts upstairs in my room, and the candle burns downstairs. So make sure you get yours exclusively only at Twin Candle Co. Make sure you use HERR 10. This episode is brought to you by Major Beauty. Your girl is about to hook you up because y'all know how I do my lashes all the time. And Major Beauty is going to offer $20 off your initial full set of lashes, and the first 6 months you can also use this promo code HERR20 and you can get $20 off your membership because she does offer membership services. So she not only does eyelashes, she also does permanent makeup, those new henna eyebrows. If you're not ready to go full force on the tattooing of the eyebrows, you can try them out by getting this henna stuff done. I haven't tried it because y'all know I got microbladed eyebrows, but I do use Kiana for my lashes. She is my new lash tech. I'm loving her. She's great and she's super duper professional, and you're going to love her little studio. So check her out, The Major Beauty. Make sure you use promo code HERR20 to get a discount off your full set and your membership for the next 6 months, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another HERR Lounge podcast. Before we get started, we're going to start things a little bit different from now on because I want to what's the word?
Introduce, incorporate.
I was like,
ingrain.
I was trying to think of the word. That's awful. Okay, y'all, listen. See how full this is? If you're watching, it's because I haven't sipped this yet. This is the one from home. It's getting there. But, yes, there's 2 copies on my table. Nightmare.
I like that cup. Mm-hmm. Looks like Brooklyn's leggings.
I'm making one of these next year.
That?
With this, yeah. So Anyway, before we get started, if you are watching us on YouTube, please be sure you like, subscribe, and share. Share. I can't emphasize enough. Please share the podcast, whether it is audio that you're listening to. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating. Leave us a review. That is the only way HERR Lounge will continue to grow, and that is the only way people will know about our cool podcast, right?
That's right.
So just a friendly reminder, and also don't forget, yo girl does have apparel, so go visit us at herappareltx.com. If you are a part of the Patreon, then you have your own personal promo code that you have, so you know how much that is for you. And if you're not, I still have something for all my customers because I appreciate anyone who goes on there and purchases in the business and whatever. So and that promo code is I'm not going to tell you. How about you go to my Instagram, follow HERR Apparel TX on Instagram, and I have promo codes there all day long for you to use. Literally, I come up with new ones all the time to, promote my stuff. So,
and if they want secret information and special drops, what should they join?
They should join the Patreons, because if you look on my website, there is you don't know what it is, and it says exclusive merch for patrons only, and it does come out to the public, but later. So they got first dibs. They got something that will not even drop until December.
Nice. And your exclusive newsletter, which is very well put together.
Very well put together. So please sign up for all those things. All things HERR. Follow us on YouTube. Like I said, follow my YouTube channel. Follow me on social media. It is going to be the only way I will continue to grow. So with that being said, our quote for the day is, one thing I realize is that everything ends up working out, sometimes even better than you can imagine. Remember, this is when you're in a hard place or feel like you're being challenged the most. Believe where you're heading.
I like it. Do you believe where you're heading?
I do. Yesterday, guys, for those of you, if you're a new listener, so HERR Apparel is inside the Hive Pop-Up Collective. It's in the Rice Village. If you're here in the Houston area, you know more or less where that is.
I kind of want to talk about this, Rob, because I think that I wanted to make a post about it, but I'm somebody who has a hard time writing those long posts. I feel like if I only read one little short paragraph, even at that on a post, who's going to read this whole spiel about how I was feeling, right? But yesterday I took video and pictures and all that stuff because I wanted to make a reel, because I wanted to post this great thing about, feeling encouraged and so forth. Then I thought, okay, I got to find a better way to make this not so long of a description. So, when I started off at the Hive, right, I think I've mentioned this before. Dulce had asked me a long time ago, like, hey, have you ever considered being a part of the Hive? And I was like, oh, that's kind of scary. I don't want to pay rent to anybody. I don't know that I'm there yet, So it was always like, oh my God, that would be awesome. But I don't think I can handle that, is what I would always kind of say, And she's like, well, it's not that hard, right? And I used to be like, yeah, easy for you to say because it's your store. That's kind of how I saw
You're
it.
established.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, no, I'm still kind of too new. I need to keep going. And then one day I just kind of talked to Pete and I just said, hey, listen, I think I want to try this. This is how much I'm going to pay a month. I more or less can make that, like, you know what I'm saying? I can make that back easily. I know that, And so he was like, I'll back you up. My husband's, that's one thing I can always give him credit for, is it's never shatters my dream or says like, yeah, I don't know about that. How there's just negative people.
I don't have time for those people. I've got rid of all those people, I feel like, by this point.
But somebody's always got something smirky to say, like, oof, yeah, I don't know. You might want to think about that. Yeah, I hate those people. I was like, I just roll one eye. If you're watching, you saw the one eye roll. I did the Katy Perry.
the Control-Delete? That was actually really good, Katy Perry.
I mean, and then...
Like, what the fuck is this? The memes were terrible.
Bro.
All about Justin Bieber.
Oh, she claims, though, that's her magic trick. And if you'd like to see it, to come watch her at one of her concerts.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I think she has a...
OnlyFans?
No, what is that called when they have like a place in Vegas?
Oh, a residency.
I was like, girl, bye. We all know what that was for, and I'm not going to say it on here because it does go on YouTube, so whatever.
Just make the gesture. Which, by the way, before you finish your continuing your story, if you are a patron, this rolled out over the weekend. Patreon rolled out a new video player. So there's a new integrated video player where we don't have to upload, like before, if you don't know, you have to upload your video to one of the big hosts like YouTube or Vimeo, and then you make it unlisted, and then you paste the link in something like your website or Patreon, and then you can watch it that way. Well, now you can actually, the way we upload the audio, if you join the Patreon, you have a private RSS feed, so you can get that feed on the Patreon app, or there's a way where you can actually put it on the iTunes Apple app, or now the video will also be directly on Patreon. So the whole video player has been upgraded on the Patreon app, which is actually really good.
What?
Yeah.
Can I make videos on there?
Yeah, really, really. Yes, it's very simply. Like, there's no more having to like work around how to get a video to play for patrons. It's literally now integrated into the Patreon app, and it's got the new feature where this is kind of new for Apple users. When you were watching YouTube, which I know you used to watch a lot, but if you got out of the app, the video stopped playing. Well,
but now it stays
on the screen. So the Patreon app also has that, where you can minimize it in a corner. You can make it smaller or bigger when it's still small, and you can close the phone and still hit play from the outside, and it'll keep playing whatever you're watching.
That's dope.
Very cool. So just to throw that out there, it's a new update for some patrons.
Patrons, you might start to get very exclusive.
Content.
It would probably be for chingonas and patronas, though, if I did it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, going back to that, because it all just ties in, basically, to be honest with you, because Patreon was something that I was kind of hesitant about starting. When you were like, I really think you should. Yeah, I don't know. Who's going to want to like be a part of this? I mean, I was kind of like hesitant at first for the podcast. I did it before for working out, and I saw a purpose, if that makes sense. It's like you're getting exclusive workouts. I'm getting you recipes. I did that all through the pandemic. This, I was like, kind of like, yeah, I don't know who's going to sign up, but thankfully we have 35 members now.
5 or 6, yeah.
Something like that.
The Discord's the same thing,
yeah,
right?
Discord too.
You were like, I don't know. What is this?
I was very hesitant about Discord. I was like, can we just do Facebook? Even though I hated Facebook. Yeah, I hated it, but I felt like that was the easiest way, but nobody interacted the way they do now.
Oh, no, not even close.
Is that not crazy?
No, it makes sense, honestly. No one likes Facebook.
I would make a post. I would ask, how are you guys doing? I went live on it. Nothing. I was like, I told Rob, yeah, I don't know about that being an exclusive thing I do. So let's talk, visit something
Never
else.
happened. Nah, trial and error.
But that all goes to like questioning yourself, and not knowing what people want, maybe thinking they don't, but they do, And so I started off with a little rack at the Hive, guys. Literally, it's a rack with 3 little shelves on it, right? And that's kind of how I started. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to fit in with the rest of the ladies because my style is a little bit different. I don't do a lot of, I guess, the more simple, plain things. As you can tell, I'm wearing a neon yellow or green, rain jacket. So that should kind of tell you my personality. And, I really love accessories. I've said that before, and I love fashion. So anyhow, it went so well that I decided to expand at the Hive. So I've officially expanded at the Hive as of today is Tuesday when we're recording. And the reason why is because yesterday on Mondays when we pre-record, I couldn't because it was the day that the Hive is closed and I could go set up my new area because today, November 1st, guys, is the first day that HERR Apparel is literally a whole wall and a rack. I need you to hit that button, Rob.
I don't have a button.
Oh my God, you
Do
don't
I?
have a That was not the one.
There we go.
We can get an applause.
Get no
But yeah, so it was really cool. Yesterday, it was crazy because other people are already setting up for Christmas. I'm like, can we let Halloween go first? Like, why are we already, going on to Christmas? Thanksgiving didn't even happen yet. But, and here we go with this. So while it was a big deal for me and a very big, exciting moment for me, I felt a little selfish because then Halloween got pushed to the back burner. I mean, I ordered a costume for myself and Pete. We were going to be the Addams family. Neither one of us wore the outfits. We were supposed to go to my sister-in-law's, but obviously we worked late. So what ended up happening is I just took Penny around the corner to this neighborhood and took her there. Luisa has a Halloween party every year for all their grandkids.
Of course she does.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that this neighborhood is a poppin' neighborhood for Halloween. That neighborhood actually, several of the homes get together. They even have a police officer that directs traffic so that you can come through and trick or treat. We had no clue. So now we park our car, Rob, and we leave the hazard lights on like everyone else has done, right? So I said, Penny, we're just going to make a circle and come back because we got to come back and get ready. Mom and Dad aren't ready. And we're going to go to Luisa's party. She said, yes. I mean, she had no problem with it. We come back, Rob, the freaking battery dies because we left the blinkers on. I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen.
You left the flashers on?
Yes.
And it drained the battery?
Something happened because the guy, I had AAA come and assist and give us a jump. And the thing is, we have one of those things. I think you told us
the little
jumper. And when we put the big ass double stroller in there, we had to, because it takes up the whole freaking back trunk. We took things out to make it fit.
Yeah.
Obviously, we forgot to put everything back in because the big ass stroller is still back there, right?
Right.
So now we don't have that. So now I'm calling AAA. And I don't know what it is. At first, I thought it was maybe the starter because lights still came on. If it would have been battery, no lights would have came on, which I thought was odd. But the battery but the lights did come on. And then they started kind of slowly dimming. And so then I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe, because ours is one of those jump starts. So I don't know if Pete, when he parked, I don't know how the emergency lights could have drained the battery. I've never even heard of that.
Make sense.
But I don't know what else it could have been. So the guy said, if your car doesn't turn on, once we turn it on, drive it around for about 30 minutes or leave it parked, leave it running for whatever you do, leave it running for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
He's like,
otherwise it's the alternator.
Otherwise it's the battery. Like it's time to replace the battery. So the car turned on this morning with no problem. So I have no idea what happened. It was the weirdest thing ever. So now Christmas. I've ruined Halloween for Penny. She was looking forward to going. She was done trick-or-treating. Like, I told her, can you get out? Let's continue. There's still a bunch of houses to go do.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't want to. And I was like, what? You don't want to keep trick-or-treating? You're going to get more candy? She's like, I'm ready to go to the party. I'm like, oh my God. So Uber picks us up. Pete stays with the vehicle. I'm around the corner from my house. That's what's even the most annoying part of it. Okay. So we go home and she's wanting to call Luisa. She sees everybody having a good time. And I just feel like shit. And I told Pete, I said, I feel so selfish. I said that I wanted to go and set up. Halloween is a big deal in our house. I don't want to put it with Christmas just because that's a holy day, right?
It's a total opposite, but go on.
But it's pretty up there for us. It's a big deal. I mean, we go all out. We take pictures. We make sure like the family's coordinated. I mean, I go all out, guys. Halloween is my jam, right? And I've made it a jam to my child because obviously it was very disappointing for her, you know? So I told Pete, I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, why don't you just, and she goes to school today too. So while I'm a cool parent, I also know that my child has to get up the next day for school and I'm not going to be that irresponsible. I already let her stay up as it is past her time to go to bed to be able to do Halloween. Now she was even going to stay out even later if I still told, because Luisa's family lives down the street too.
Yeah.
They don't live that far. And so I was like, why don't you just take her for like 30 minutes and then come back? Excuse me. And he was like, it's 10:30. That's what I'm saying. She was up way late. And I was like, all right. He's like, why don't we just have a Halloween party here? So it was the cutest thing ever. Like, Pete put on his little Gomez costume that I got. We told Penny to put her costume back on. We put on like her little bucket to get candy, had this like little strobe light, you know, and she turned it on and we were dancing. And so she got over it. I let her open one of the bags of candies. And so that made
her
midnight,
night.
you know? And so I said, all right, you know, and so that fixed it. And I told Pete, I was like, I can't do that. I said, I can't do this again. He's like, okay, you didn't, I don't know what you did. You didn't miss a recital. You didn't miss like a game. It's like, it's Halloween. I'm like, bro, I know, but she was really looking forward to this party. Like, it shattered her little heart, you know, because she started crying. And I was like, okay. So I sat her down. I was like, do you think mom did this on purpose? Or do you think mom accidentally this happened, that the car broke down? And she was like, it was an accident. I said, okay. So I didn't know the car was going to break down. I said, so I didn't do it on purpose. And now it's late and you got to go to school tomorrow. And of course she says, how come they get to stay up late? All the kids there. And I'm like, that's because their parents. I didn't know what to say to that. I was like, I don't know, because their parents let them. Shit. And I was like, your parents don't, you know? So it was like, I just kind of felt bad. And I told Pete, okay, we're going to have to go ham now for Christmas. You know, we're going to have to
Thanksgiving. Give her all the food.
Right? We're going to have to really go all out for Christmas and do a badass like Christmas photo shoot. I mean, I usually do something creative. I think last year was one of the first years I kind of just did very simple, traditional, in the kitchen. Let's pretend like we're making cookies type of thing.
That's cool.
But usually they've always been like something. I think, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do, what I'm going to be on. Maybe I'll say it on the Patreon
okay.
So they know what I'm going to be for that. But yeah, so that was Halloween. You know what's funny is I was thinking about that as I was watching all the moms and the dads. Everybody was dressed up. It was really cool. There's a truck that drove by that was playing scary music the whole time. One of those like Mamalona trucks, the people's trucks.
The Kemo
Yeah, exactly. They had them on there all decked out and they were on the hood the bed of the truck.
So
and they
funny.
were all dressed up as Jason, as like all the scary guys, you know, playing scary music like loud, like they had a system. And I thought, oh my God, all the rich people in this neighborhood are probably like, oh my God, can they please get these fucking ghetto people out of here, you know? Because like they were like loud as fuck, you know? But they were like, it was hilarious, but it was really cool. Honestly, have you watched Hocus Pocus by any chance?
The new one?
The old one.
Oh, no, the old
the
one,
first
yeah.
one, yeah. Okay, do you remember like on Halloween how you see all the kids running everywhere, like neighbor, like house to house? That's literally, I had never seen that, Rob.
What?
Never.
Did you ever watch Halloween Town on Disney?
I don't remember.
Okay, we're going. Sorry.
So I'd never seen that before because, one, I was never allowed to go trick-or-treating. But two, I've never been to just like this neighborhood that was popping. But all the kids were running everywhere. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood set it up. I mean, they go all out. There was this one house that was the best house ever because they really went all out. And made it like, look, guys, I just have to show you. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, then you'll see this. But actually, I think it was in my story. So if you were following me, but look at this.
Oh, jeez.
Is that not so good, guys?
That's
look at that
hilarious.
window.
Fuck all that.
Oh my God, it was so good. They did such a good job. And like, they were sitting outside. They had all the pumpkins. It literally just reminded me of Hocus Pocus because all the kids were like, you know, and one house, it was really cool. Young people that owned it. I don't know who was the owner because it was like several of them. Gorgeous house. But each friend that was sitting outside had a bucket. And so you had to go through each friend to get a new candy. And every one of them had a different type of candy.
Yeah.
So, and I said, oh, that was clever is what I said. And they were like, oh, well, Halloween has been a big deal for us forever. And so my friends and I get together. The girl that was talking to me, she's like, and we all just give out our favorite candy only. So that's the reason why each one of them has their own bucket because each one wants to give you what they feel was their favorite candy as a kid for Halloween. So
that's cool.
That was my Halloween experience. It was kind of like crazy. But what I was saying is, you know, everybody makes this holiday be like the devil's like holiday, right? Especially like if you're like church going, you know, they really make it seem like this is the devil's holiday. And while I'm not saying there isn't things that possibly could happen that are devil related or whatever it is, if you really look at it, it's technically really innocent because I feel, my opinion, again, and I'm not apologizing for it, is that it was really cool. The kids just dress up. They're just going out there to get candy. The people that make this evil are the evil people. You know what I'm saying? The people who do, you know, witchcraft or whatever the fuck it is that they do on this day are the evil people. You know, everybody else is really not trying to be evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you kind of push the
headphones?
Yeah.
Which one?
There you go.
Okay.
I think one of those again. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
All right.
So I just thought like, I don't want to, regardless of me going to church, regardless of me believing in God, I'm not celebrating no devil. And, you know, and I'm not practicing witchcraft. I'm not worshiping anything, you know, so I'm going to continue to allow my children to do this day. You know what I'm saying? It's cute. It's fun. And it's fun to dress up. And Sunny was Pugsley. That's Wednesday Addams.
The pet
with a
thing?
brother. No, it's her brother.
Is it? I don't remember.
It's all day. She's called all day yesterday. She was calling him, can you call my brother? Where's my brother? And it was hilarious. My mom came over to see them. She wanted to see them before they went out trick-or-treating. And she goes, I get it now. I didn't understand why since I got here. She said, did you come visit me and my brother? And she was like, I thought, oh my God, Marisol's going to tell me she's pregnant. You know, she's like, I was like, oh my God, what did she do? Like, she was like, she's just dropping weight. Like, that's what my mom thought. Okay.
That's funny.
My mom was like, oh my God, she's just starting to lose the weight. How is she going to get pregnant again? And I was like, geez, Mom, thanks. She goes, bueno, nada más digo. I'm like,
that's hilarious. She's looking out for you though.
She's like, your stomach's finally going down. I was like, okay, thanks. I'm like, of course you would say all those things.
Damn,
you know?
Mom will never forget about the vanity.
No, she never. But what did y'all do?
We turned the light off so that nobody would...
Oh, y'all are so sorry. See? You're the fuckers I hate.
Turned off the light. Just put a sign outside, no trick or treat. No candy with a K.
Oh my
because I was
God.
supposed to be watching the World Series, but the game got rain delayed, so I was upset because I told Juan I had my pistachios, I had a cocktail ready. Game gets rain delayed an hour before it's supposed to start. I said, "Fuck this noise." I just worked.
And what was the game result yesterday?
It was postponed.
Oh, it was completely
completely postponed. So they're gonna play it today.
Oh, okay.
They moved every game in the World Series a day out.
I bet every dad who had to go trick or treating was so freaking happy.
So relieved, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh my God, I have to be here.
100%.
Especially those hardcore sports.
That was my
dads.
brother. My brother is such a diehard. Like, he literally has said, like Rob, you don't understand. I live when baseball season starts. He's like, I live for this. I was like, you have two beautiful daughters, and your wife's gorgeous and amazing. Yeah, that's great, and I don't deny that. I live for baseball season. That's him. Like, when we'll be at the park, I'm never like this ever about sports. Like, I like some sports, especially just baseball, but we'll be there and I'll feel bad. Like, my nieces will be like running around with Preston in Brooklyn or whatever. I'm like, Dad. And I'm like, dude,
Oh, he's watching a sport on
He's
the
watching.
phone?
He's watching something on. He's,
Oh my
he's
God.
that guy.
Funny thing. That's so funny. Marissa was going to join us today. I don't know what happened. I didn't text her. I should have. But, man, I was really, I've been like on this kick of like really staying more organized, like,
Have you gone full digital, by the way?
not full digital yet. Well, what I do is I write it down first. I transfer it over to the calendar now.
Okay.
So I am doing that. I'm still writing it down, transferring over to the calendar so that I can like, the difference is it's still on my calendar, guys. It's crazy. I never thought I would use the stupid Google Calendar. I was like, who does this? But at the Hive, that's how you sign up for shifts.
Yes, that reminds me. I wanted to bring up the Hive, so I was looking up their website. We should probably text them because your listing goes to someone else's store.
Oh my God, that goes to Jolie's. That's Jolie's store.
But Jolie doesn't even have like a listing here. I don't see that store listed.
Thanks for going on there.
Yeah, your social medias are linked correctly, but not the when they click on her apparel, the Instagram.
And they
Facebook-
updated it.
Yeah, that's why it might have just kind of slipped through the cracks. It's been like, hey, my store doesn't.
That's a new
lead.
picture.
Do what?
That's a new picture.
Oh, that's this one. That's a
Yeah.
good picture.
Thank you.
Is that your bag?
Yeah, it's one of my bags that I'm selling, and we have it in red now officially.
Ooh, like everybody.
I
how
was so
cute it
excited
is.
yesterday. Literally, when I left, I just looked one more time and I said, "It's so fucking real."
I'm so proud of
like,
myself.
this is so real. And Pete's like, "So when do I get to be a stay-at-home dad?" I said, "Gee." So okay. Real quick, guys. I don't. If you've read the newsletter, then you probably know. But I will be a speaker at the Fire You Up event happening on November 19th. And I'm really super duper excited about that because I think it's really cool. It's like women empowerment. It's all women, you know, and I'm really looking forward to it. But guess what I'm having to speak about?
Business.
Kind of, not really, but goal setting.
Okay.
Which I think is kind of up my alley all the time, you know? But something that I've started to do, which I'm going to do for these ladies, I have a whole little presentation that I'm going to do. I'm already working on it. I'm already working on it. Did you hear that? And it's not till the 19th, boo-boo. Exactly.
Today's the first.
I'm on
Damn.
top of it.
2
I've
weeks
been on
out.
trying to do things. But what I was saying is, one of the things that I've been kind of started to do is I make monthly goals. So versus making long-term goals or short-term goals, I've decided because there's something new or different that you want to try every month. True or false?
Oh, for sure.
Like it could be as simple as I would like to finish this fucking book this month. You see what I'm saying? Like it's that simple. But one of them was making a goal with I already started off on the wrong foot. That's why I'm bringing it up. One of the things that I said was going back. I was always so good at making sure that,
I'm just showing it for their sake.
okay. And, I was always really good for, making sure that, cause that just distracted me. Sorry. Where was I? Oh my god!
I'm never pulling something up in the middle of. I feel like I could do a Jamie where Rogan's just talking and I play something in the background. So goal setting is the thing you're talking about, and you felt like you're always good at what? What aspect of it?
Oh yeah. So what I like to do is I always like to plan my posts on Planoly because I hate having to think like, what am I going to post here today, right? But I've been slacking on that a lot lately, right? And so I said one of the things is Sunday night, the same way you'd make a schedule, right? For the entire week, you need to start planning all your posts for the entire week like you used to do, right? The pictures are there, the graphics are there, so you need to stay on top of it. Well, it was 1 a.m. when I finished. I was done. I even texted Dawn the next day on yesterday and I said, of all the things, I said, I just want you to know that I forgot to answer the questions for the newsletter. I said, I will try to get to it today. But yesterday was full of cafecito time. Got my stuff ready. Went to go set up at the Hive. Hurried home to get my daughter ready for Halloween. Did Halloween.
Car broke down.
I get home and I'm just like, I can't anymore. Oh, by the way, I'd only had one meal too. So I finally ate dinner.
Oh, God.
So I was like, I looked and I said, and I still haven't bathed. I said, bathe, answer these questions. What am I going to do? So I'm going to have to go bathe. So I still haven't answered Dawn's questions, just so you know.
Sleep where you lie. You should have just, right wherever you were, sleep on the couch. Just.
I was like, oh my God. I just want to kind of come up and breathe for a little bit. But we're almost done with the tour.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. It's a big, so yeah, where's the last stop?
Addison. So if you're out in Dallas, guys, come
This
visit
weekend.
us this weekend. Please come and visit us and come support the show. It is the last stop of the year. So I'm kind of excited because I think we're about to kill it in these last 2 months. I'm just saying. I don't think I know. So a lot of content will start to come out. I promise, guys. My room is finally finished. We just ordered the light. So the reason I'm still here, even though the room is done, is we still don't have my light. You see these beautiful lights that make me look pretty here? Well, those I don't have in my room just yet, but they have them inside Chingo's podcast area. So those will be here, be set up, and then I'm good to go. But
This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 shows.
come out and say hello. And one thing that you guys didn't know is that when you come shop at the merch booth, which Juan Big Smoker, that's not his name, Stoner, sorry, Smoker, that's what I call him, refused to use his code.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. He's like, I want to pay full price. I'm like, okay. But
Love the
I'm not,
support.
hey, exactly. I'm not mad at you. But don't forget that if you're part of the Patreon, guys, you have a promo code. Please use your promo code when you come out. That's our way of showing thank you for supporting us, not only through the Patreon, but coming out to the show and purchasing merch. It's the least that we can do because it's not that cheap
Yeah.
to come out to the comedy shows. And we know it. Trust
For
me.
sure. This is an RPT, but we should go ahead and promote this because today is when shipments start. If you have pre-ordered or order today, you can go to grindopscoffee.com and get Chingo's Red Pill blend.
And real quick, so the coffee that's in here is that.
Oh, yeah. I have the medium roast. I've been drinking that for like the last 2 months.
Is it not so good?
It's good. I like it a lot.
I have the dark roast.
The dark roast? I wanted to get this. I think I'm going to get the espresso roast too.
Man,
when I
it's
order this one.
so good.
Last night, people were like, I posted about it last night late because Chingo mentioned it, and I went to the website and I saw that it ships out starting today. And I was like, no, look, I had the container. I was like, I just do the medium roast with some pumpkin spice creamer, non-dairy creamer, and it's delicious to me. But you don't need the creamer if you don't like it.
It's so good. And I'm picky about coffee because I don't like watery taste.
Yeah,
I hate coffee that's got like a watery. That's
like
kind
it's
of
super
why.
diluted.
That's why I think I don't like the Keurig is because I feel like I still taste water through it. I use the. Why can I think of it? Whatever. It's an Italian brand, and it's going to come to me. When it comes to me, I'll tell you guys. But anyway, I'm a big Bialetti. There we go. I was like, I know the
You were
damn
not
name.
going to move on until
Yes,
you
I
remember
wasn't.
that.
So I am a Bialetti. If you are listening, which
Sponsor the show.
please sponsor us because I own just about every gadget that you have put out.
Oh, yeah?
So I just really love that brand. When we went to Italy, I saw my girlfriend making our coffee in this Bialetti, and I was like, okay, why doesn't she just I thought, why didn't she use a Keurig, right? I mean, hello. I had coffee in that, and ever since then, I can't have coffee any other way.
Really?
Not even like an old school coffee pot maker. You know, the one kind
Oh,
that you
that's
put
the word.
grounds.
I'd rather have the Keurig than that.
Yeah,
personally.
I can't even do that anymore. But it's stovetop. It's the best. I mean, you really get like all the juice from the coffee. I don't know. It could be mental, but it's delicious.
I want one of those machines, like the ones you see at like coffee shops where you put the grounds and then you put it in there. And
We have it back there,
Do
Rob.
you?
Yeah. We're that much of.
how come I've never seen you use it?
We used to use it until
okay.
we got the Bialetti because it kind of. So the Bialetti uses espresso grounds, and so it kind of does the same thing, but it doesn't.
The stovetop one, right? The one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of does. The newest one that we have was just the little one that only does 2 shots.
Yes.
Those are 2 little shots of espresso. The other thing is kind of the same thing. We have it in the back, and I told Pete that I want to get this little back area set up as a coffee area.
yeah.
So we're gonna make that little coffee area, and I can't wait. It's gonna look so cute.
Well, you guys add that to it, and I'll bring a Keurig, in case you're in a rush, you can have something because that takes a while, doesn't it?
No, I told Pete we are gonna have one for people that, that come.
Yeah.
Not
gonna have everybody wait 15 minutes to make a cup of coffee.
I know. It's just that coffee when it comes off. When I hear it, shh, like the boiling just starts to come. I'm like, yes, it's ready.
Life is about to begin.
Listen, y'all don't know about my relationship with coffee. When I'm telling you it's serious, it's serious. That's why it only made sense to make coffee. I said, why are we drinking everybody else's coffee and we don't sell coffee?
Yeah,
like,
it's
hello.
true.
And it's good, guys. I promise you, I wouldn't sell shit. So
That's true. Are you going to the Hive, by the way? I mean, where you have premier, prime kind of apparel and products, because none of it is cheap stuff. It's all good stuff that Marisol,
yes,
vets.
I'm picky about it too.
Are you going after today, or you're not?
No,
going
I don't. I
tomorrow?
work there tomorrow.
Okay. So people listening to this today, when the day it drops, Marisol will be there.
I will be there, yes. And I will be there a lot more. So we're going to try to do a small business Saturday event. I'm trying to marinate on what would be kind of cool to get people to come out to check out. Listen, what my favorite part about being there, I will be completely honest, it's that it's all female owned. All of them. All the women are there are female, and even the owners are female. And if that alone is empowering, the fact that so many women entrepreneurs, because this is when feminism really matters. Back then, women couldn't do those type of things, right? You weren't an entrepreneur, right? So to see entrepreneur women, and some of them are artisans that are there, like there's a lady that sells candles who's actually a chemist, and that was her thing that she created. There's another girl there who does her designs, and she's figured it out. These are her 3 designs. And that's part of business. It's like you have to know what your niche is, and you can't expand out, if that makes sense.
Bro, I just had, as you were talking, I had a great idea. I think it's a great idea. It's going to make a shit ton of work for me. But you know what you should do? If you decide, are you thinking of doing like a business Saturday, or what's?
I'm working that day. So that's why I was thinking, I need to do like a small, because Dulce said, I was trying to do a market. Guys, this is the big, so if you're somebody who probably has some sort of small business, if you've never done markets before, it's a really great way. There's only so much reach through social media, and I think we all know that. And unless you figured out the algorithm, unless you figured you're pushing out content constantly,
Or you have a big ass ad budget.
then ads is the only way to go. And then ads starts to add up. And then on top of that, sometimes even putting money behind a post doesn't get you. I mean, so you can put $60 behind that post, and they just may come on there and buy one thing, or you may get a follower from it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even get a purchase. So there's a lot that goes behind it. That's one of the things I slack on, or I don't do enough of. And that's something Ilse has always encouraged me to try to do. But it's like, who wants to hear about the fucking stressful part of this business?
Yeah.
Like, damn, because I feel like when you tell somebody the struggle, there's 2 kind of people. You'll probably have those that'll feel like very encouraged and motivated. Then you have those that maybe will be like, yeah, that's why I could never have a business, or that's why I don't want to start a business. I'm not ready for this stress or this, I mean, it takes a lot of work. I mean, you guys know that. You guys have a candle business.
Yeah,
the twins, but mom and dad.
For sure they hustle too. Put those fucking stickers on right now, all right? When that batch is done, you can go play on the Xbox.
So there you go. So see, I mean, you guys know what that's like. If you're a small business, if you're an entrepreneur, you know how much work it takes, and only you know what you are doing behind the scenes.
So that's November 26th. Saturday, November 26th is Small Business Saturday. I think, speaking of markets, I think we're doing a couple markets this holiday season
Awesome.
for the
Yes.
candles. So I don't know exactly which ones Don's planning those, but if it's not the 26th, I was going to say, I don't know if the Hive has done this yet, but like, has there been like a video or podcast series where they're highlighting all the different vendors at the Hive?
Juan suggested that I do that,
Yeah.
which I'm gonna do the week of leading up to that. So yesterday while I was there, since no one was there, we're closed on Mondays. That's why. So I went in and took video of everyone's stuff, and then I thought, what if I just got the person's audio as I'm showing their items and saying, I am so and so, this is my business, this is what I do, come out and see us on Saturday, November 26th. Next person the next day. I mean, there's 14 vendors now. We have a new person out. She's the only person that sells like home goods. And they're super cute. And it's right up my alley. And I hate that she came in because I already spend money on everybody else's stuff there. I come home with a Hive bag almost every time I work there. And I freaking hate it. But everybody has such different style, and that's what I mean. It's like I feel personally I'm a little bit of the younger style. Does that make sense? Because a lot of my little customers are like the young little rich girls that live in the back rice area.
If I was a rich girl.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of my favorite songs too.
No, but really, you should do, because you did that Woman in Business, a couple, probably at this point, 2 years ago or so. Yeah. And I feel like having not somebody, but everybody from the Hive. And in my head, I was like, what if I had a portable rig and we went on Small Business Saturday and just went from booth to booth to booth and just kind of get a 2 to 5 minute whatever spiel about their business and their whole backstory. But then I was like, if you could just have them in weekly, you could have a series, an actual long form series about their trials and tribulations, because every business owner, whether it's a side hustle where you start on, selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, or Offer Up, and then you move into Etsy, and then you move into something like you're doing, there's all kinds of hurdles that you have to overcome slowly over all those things.
Really cool thing. Okay, so check this out. So the person who's linked to my picture over there, I think I hope I pronounced right. I think it's Sapana. And so she uses, her coats are beautiful. They're super heavy though. I can't wait. She's bringing out lighter ones, which I'm so happy about. But they're made in India and they're old rugs. Okay. So they're amazing. They're beautiful. They're cleaned, obviously. So you're not walking on anybody's, you're not buying anybody's dirty feet or anything. But anyway, the coolest thing ever is that she found her niche, like I said, and that's what's so important about, even on social media, guys, when you're on there, you have to know, okay, perfect example. On my personal social media, what are my 3 things that I promote? Mom, wife, hustler, right? So I try to make my social media about those 3 things, and so that's kind of how it is. And so it's mom, it's being a wife, it's being a business person. And, so I try to promote those things. And so that's where my niche is. So the people who follow me, although my following has gotten down, and I get it, guys. I'm sorry I'm not posting enough. I'm sorry I haven't been interesting enough. But trust me, there's a lot of stuff that I've been trying to get ready for 2023 because I'm about to fucking smash next year like you don't even know.
Smash.
I'm going to smash that bitch. And it's going to hate me because I'm like, damn, she did get on top of it. But I'm tired of always being tired.
Well, we got to start with getting some more fucking sleep, Marisol.
It's just there's so much happening.
Have you ever read The War of Art?
But then there's several of those kind of books. The War of Art, The War of...
Maybe. This one in particular, I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's a series of The War of Art, but it's basically Rogan has talked about this for years. I remember hearing about it 12, 13, however many years ago Rogan started the podcast, but it's just a book about, and it's a really small book. It's probably, 100 pages at most. It's a really thin book, and it's just how to break through resistance. So all the blocks of I got to get this thing done, and I can see it on the tip of my tongue. I should get it done. I should do it. But then you're just I'm going to do something else, or I'm too tired or whatever. So it's just kind of a short little walkthrough of how to break through those resistance barriers. I feel like everybody should read it. I read it periodically because it does help. For whatever reason, everyone always needs that little thump in the head or that kick in the ass to just do it,
Well, that's why I started the monthly goals. That's why I started setting that up. Let me show you real quick.
Set it. All right, show me. In the meantime, patreon.com/Her Lounge Podcast and Red Pill Tamales for exclusive episodes, videos, and a community, which it's starting to blend more and more between the Her Lounge, her warriors, Her World Soldiers and the TIA agents. I told Chingo yesterday, we need to have an actual Thea of the month. So everybody bring in your red pill Theas, like send a picture in, and we'll vote on the Thea of the month along with our agent of the month.
You know what's so cool though? Shout out to Jess Tier. Like, hope she has a speedy recovery. One man down. Our girl is down. Okay, maybe I have it at the house. Shit. Okay. Oh no, it's in my backpack. It's in the car. Yo, so real quick. So I went to. Okay, I'm everywhere today. I promise you, this is going to be a more interesting episode. Sorry, guys, because I had a lot of shit to talk about today. As I was coming in, my brain was going, because I wanted to talk about the Candace Owens documentary.
Okay.
So maybe, I don't know, where are we at right
We
now?
have 15 more minutes. So do you want to leave that for Patreon?
So maybe we leave it for Patreon because I really wanted to talk about it. But real quick, I wanted to talk about, which I know that, guys, I always say, like, I try not to involve politics into my podcast, but it kind of happens and it's life. And like, I try to tell everybody, like, if you don't know and you're not informing yourself as an adult, please start to, because I am the first one to admit that I didn't know diddly squat about anything, and never did I care about it. Never was it of interest. I just did whatever everybody else was doing because, excuse me, why would I even bother to look? But this past weekend we did a Go Vote bus tour I did it with my husband, and it was very interesting to see just Hispanics really like starting to open up their eyes and not being taken for granted. And I'm not saying that the Republican Party, right, or conservatives or whatever you want to call them, right, is the right party, or that they're always right, because both parties have, we all know what they have. Mm-hmm. And so, but what I do want to say is, if you really care about your community, if you really care about the future of your children, if you really care about your pocket and your money, for us, my age, you're doomed. There's no retirement for you guys. There's not going to be no retirement, and that kind of really sucks. There's not going to be no Social Security for us. And so, everybody, and I'm guilty of it, because even when Lena won, guys, I reposted her because she was a female Hispanic.
Yes, queen.
And I was very happy to see a female that was in a position that had never been, a female and Hispanic that had never happened before, right? But I didn't do my research on her, for one, right? And two, and this is me already being, starting to slowly get red pilled. I still reposted her. I still felt happy. I still felt proud to see that, right? Because as a minority, we tend to kind of be proud for other minorities, or I hope that you are. You know what I'm saying? So my point to that is that if you notice there is so much crime, you really need to think about who your local electives are. Like, make sure you are electing these people who are going to do things for your community, because she's the reason we are where we are right now. And I just want everybody to know that. And I'm sorry that you're a Lena supporter. Actually, I'm not sorry. Sucks that you are, because that's the reason we are in the situation that we're in. I am behind Alex Mueller 100%. And if she doesn't start to fucking deliver what she preaches about, you best believe I'm going to call her out too.
Oh, of course.
So don't think that just because I support someone or I mention someone, I'm not going to call them out on shit that they don't come through, after they're trying to. And that's the thing. As I was watching everybody, all the candidates speak, Rob, we went to different cities, right? So we started off in McAllen, we went to Alice, Texas, we went to San Antonio, and we ended here in Houston. And watching everybody, it's amazing, everybody that gets up there. I was just observing, and I said, every single person up here is trying to persuade us to vote for them. Mm-hmm. And none of them, everybody just, and I get it, they didn't get that much time to talk. It was just an introduce yourself. But I really felt like when you introduced yourself, you kind of should have said, I'm not for this. It could have been in 3 minutes. I feel you can say it real fast. This is my name. I'm running for this. I don't fucks with this. I'm going to do this. Vote for me. Right? I think that's pretty simple and plain.
Straightforward.
But I get it. I think they felt nervous I think they're so used to having to speak for so long. 3 minutes kind of just, I mean, even when comics go up there to compete for something and they do a 3-minute joke, I'm always like, how do they do it? Or they give them 60 seconds, right? Because
Like
Kill Tony, right?
Yeah.
They get 60 seconds. So, I mean, that right there, I don't know. I would bomb. Like, because I don't think that I could, my brain would just get nervous at the thought of 60 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're long-winded, and I think I am too. That you could set up for 30 seconds and then kind of hit him with the punchline for like the last, 20 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I think when I was watching them, I said, okay, every person on here is trying to get us to vote for them, get everybody that's here, to kind of like, hey, if you don't know who I am, So I think it happened here. What's the lady's name on Fox News? She's got short hair.
Dominique?
No. On Fox, like Fox News, not Fox 26 News.
Oh,
She's
Megan. No, I'm sorry. The one that was in town?
Yes.
Laura Ingraham?
There you go. Okay, so I didn't get to watch the entire thing with Myra, Monica, and what's the third girl? Casey?
Oh, yeah. Was she there?
Is that her name?
I don't. Yeah, that's her name. That's one of them. But I don't
Okay,
know if she was
so I got to meet her in San Antonio because she was there and she spoke and she was quick too because she had to move on to her next thing. But she showed up and, but I will say, watching them on, what's her name again?
Laura Ingraham.
Laura Ingraham. I saw them 3 sitting together, Hispanic, like, bro.
Yeah.
It did some kind of thing to my little heart. And I was like, I am so proud of them. Like, I'm so proud of them. Even if well, Myra already won, but if she's not reelected, right? I still feel like they've done so much. And for whatever little influence and maybe eye-opener gems that they've dropped to the Latino community, right? They've done such a great job. Monica was at the McAllen event. And, I mean, she's really out there. She talked about how, they're missing kids events. They're missing family events to be out there and make a change. And one of the things that I pay attention to a lot is how they're going out there to, I guess, like campaign, right? And they just have, bro, I don't know that this could be a job for me because there's a lot being behind the scenes, traveling with people who work on helping raise money for people, organizing these events like that they made to go vote. It's so much work. It is so much work. Like, literally, my email to them was, thank you for this opportunity. Watching the behind the scenes was like insane. And thank you for all you do for trying to make America great again. I did. Because that's, regardless of people I know put that with Trump immediately, but it is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to change America and make it great again. And yes, she has flaws like any human does, right? But it's still the fucking greatest country in the world. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have a gazillion immigrants trying to get in right now.
Yeah,
right?
which shout out to Jorge Ventura. He was on as well that night here in Houston. He traveled here. So we've had him on RPT a couple times. He's basically like a regular, talking about all the reporting he's done in the southern border and in Arizona and in other parts and some of his California work. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy that some people will just kind of listen to him talk about all the things he's seen, all the things he's reported on, recorded, all of his situations where he's been put in danger by, whether it were cartel or people who are working over there, whatever. They'll just deny it. They'll be like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that bad. It's this, that, and the other. It's not all Democrats' fault, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, man, well, I don't understand why it's, only half the country votes anyway. Like probably less than of all the United States actually vote.
I forgot who gave a statistic about that when they spoke. It doesn't matter. But I was like, what?
Yeah. So you describing like everything you saw on the back end is true and accurate, and also has always baffled me because I've talked to a lot of people in politics for the last decade, and everything starts at home, right? We always say it starts with parents. We should be trying to encourage teaching, not necessarily teaching, but just educating of some sort of how the election process works, why you would want to vote, why you should pay attention to who's running your city streets, right? Like who's in charge of the money in your county, right? And your precinct, even not even the whole county, just every county has a precinct. Every precinct has people that from top to bottom, just like governor and commissioner and treasurer, all these things, so that when it comes to election cycles, we're not trying to get all the politicians to spend all of their time trying to fundraise money, trying to convince people to come out. Why should we be convincing people to come out and vote? We should know this. It's a schedule. It's every 2 years for Congress classes. It's every 4 years for presidents and so on. But something happened in the last 50 years where it's like people gave less of a fuck and they let more of the government just take over whatever they wanted to do.
That's because people can't vote, Rob. They can't get to the voting polls.
Damn you.
They have to drive through.
Do you see
and sit it
Biden
in.
showing his ID in Delaware to vote?
I'm so fucking over them. Seriously, I'm so over them and everything that's happening
And then he
everything
kissed his
they're trying to put.
granddaughter on the lips. Like, that was weird. Put that sticker on her chest. Kind of just creepy.
He's so
Joe.
creepy, and it's up. If his own daughter wrote in her journal, and no one's even questioned that. That's what makes me so mad. We just don't question this shit. You know what I'm saying?
People don't question enough shit. That's how we are where we are.
I'm just like, y'all don't. No one thinks that's weird.
I love that Marisol went from having almost no skepticism to having skepticism of almost more things than I do, and it actually makes me feel really good. What? Is somebody calling you? What
I don't know. No, I don't know who that is. I just was like, what? But what I will say, the Rogan clip that they that I told you about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, where it's
Bridget Fetisi and him.
Yeah, where they're talking about this red wave, right, or whatever. But they were talking about, why does Nancy Pelosi have so much money?
Oh,
why
you saw that part of it?
Yes, that's what I watched.
All of the Democrats, like
all of them. Why are they so rich?
Like the least, I think that the stat was that the poorest of the top 50 in the House and or Senate is like 10 million. Everyone else is above that. Everyone makes hundreds of millions. Like the top 3 or 4 are like.
I wonder what we should also see what the Republican, who the
Sure.
fuck is it, so we can compare to see who the fuck is balling here and why are y'all balling. And the reason why I say that is because it was funny, because this organization that we worked with for this Go Vote event, right? They were teasing the person who created it, right? And saying how cheap he was. And I said, oh, I bet you got all kind of money saved up then if you're so cheap, right? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and he was like, honey, I'm on a fixed income. He's like, I don't have all this, you know. And Pete and I said, these are people who are literally doing it because they really want to see change.
Yeah.
Because they're not making, when I heard.
Yeah, they're not making Nancy Pelosi money. They're not.
I was like, y'all are making what? So y'all just do this for fun? Like
Marisol's like, you're an actual philanthropist?
I'm like, oh my God. Thanks for all that you do. Because it's like, I mean, granted, he's single, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. But I mean, you're on a fixed income, you know, I guess they are considered, I think, more of a, like a nonprofit type of organization, because they have to try to raise money. But you know, it's like they literally, their treasurer came with us because they had to make sure that everything stayed on budget, you know, because they also help fundraise money for all these other candidates, you know what I'm saying, for their campaigns. And, it's just crazy because they're salesmen trying to raise money for candidates who they're backing up, but they're not making any of the money.
Yeah.
They're still on fixed income. And Marissa's always said that. It's like, why do they make so much money when they're public servants? You know what I'm saying? Like, technically, at the end of the day, they're supposed to be working for us. So why are they making so much money? And I'm not saying that, you know, they're the best organization. You know, I'm not saying that because I've only seen a glimpse of it. I don't know what else goes on behind closed doors or whatever, but I feel like they didn't have a choice of allowing us to see what happens behind the scenes, because we were all on a bus. Naturally, we're going to see all the stress and shit that they're having to go through, you know? So seeing it, I was like, afterwards, I mean, we got home really late on Friday night, and you would think that we would have gone straight to bed, but instead Pete and I literally were like talking about it. We're like, we're kind of bitching about having to come home late. I said, but all the work they had to do, and they're not making all this like millions, And I think that's kind of how it should be. Like, you should have a salary because you're still working.
Yeah.
Shit, you're putting a lot of work. And a lot of work goes behind it. Like, you have no idea, guys. Like, if you've ever worked for a campaign, I'm sure maybe but if you don't work behind the scenes, and what I mean by, like, you're actually working with the people who coordinate these campaigns, like, then you may or may not understand. But we saw it, and it was quite interesting. Definitely don't know that I could do that, because their reward, I feel, is just watching the people who they were trying to help,
make changes.
make changes,
Yeah.
Make it.
Pretty crazy, man. You've had some interesting experiences over the last 2 years in this whole, like, just dipping a toe into the political world.
100%. From going to Turning Point USA's event. That was the first one that I went to, where I had never seen so many Latinos in one room. Young Latinos, by the way, because their focus is not old asses like us, because we're done. They feel like we're...
But no, I mean, there's still hope. I think your signs of, like, there's still being hope in people that get older or changing their mind or perspectives. I mean, we're seeing that with this quote unquote red wave.
Well, like I said, from that episode on Rogan, what's her name again?
Bridget Fetisi?
She said that her uncle is the biggest liberal you could ever think of.
Oh, right.
And she said that. She's like,
how did you lose him?
Yeah, how did you lose him?
Yeah.
And, and then that one guy that went viral where he's like, fucking I can't change the Republicans. They're set in their ways.
Yeah, because what did they send? They sent a fundraising email, or they were sending tons of fundraising emails after the Roe v. Wade thing, right? So he went on this, like, it felt like a 2-minute rant. And they played the whole video. Rogan's laughing his ass off about, fuck you. And that's when he started listing, like, Nancy Pelosi's got $150 million. And then he's Senate seat, House seat. Like, just call your boy. Call whoever gives you all this money. Get a couple stock tips and then go, raise the money that you need. But that's nuts. Before we wrap up the podcast, I don't want to put a pin in it, but I know we'll talk about this again on the Patreon episode for Friday. Did you hear about the Migos rapper?
Yes. Y'all, I'm a big fan of Migos. I don't do concerts anymore at my old ass age because there's only so much I can take of a lot of people. That's the reason why when we went to the game, it was amazing, because we were in this little area and I didn't have to deal with 100 billion people. You have your own little private bathroom. I don't have to wait in this longest line for women to finish, so.
The next step is you got to watch the game from the suites up top somewhere.
I've done that before, but Texans not
baseball?
Because that's when we got to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, we went to the Super Bowl, and that's the kind of tickets we
Nice.
had.
Those are
Look
great
at me, no, I didn't mean to make that face. I'm just saying I've had those tickets before. Yes, we've gone. It's funny because we're not like, we're sports fans of watching it like at home or like at someone's house or something like that. But we don't just like say, let's go buy season tickets to something, or let's go buy tickets today. If you said, hey, do y'all want to go join us? I'd probably be like, oh, okay, well, we're going with them. Sure. I'll buy tickets, but I can't just say like,
I'm going to get tickets to the game Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm just not. And with kids, it's a little bit harder too. You have to like, okay, who's going to watch them? It becomes a whole production.
Everything's a whole production, though.
It is.
You got to pick your battles. Like, how many productions do I want to go through this month?
Exactly. For real.
Yeah.
But why was I telling you that? Oh, Migos. That was the birthday gift that I wanted. I wanted to go watch Migos for my birthday, and I got to go watch them.
Oh, that was the last one you went to, right?
That was the last concert I went to. Yes, because I love them. And he was shot here in Houston.
Yep.
And he was with Quavo, which is his uncle. But it was a shooting.
Yeah, allegedly, TMZ was reporting that it was over a dice game. They were shooting dice at the bowling alley. Did you know this?
No.
So this is it's been updating. So this happened overnight, this morning.
Last night, right?
Yeah, 2:30 in the morning, I believe it was. So there's an update from 7-11, so a couple hours before recording this. And in the video, you can hear Quavo on the phone, presumably with 911 operator, as he's asking, what does he need? A woman on the scene had said she was a nurse and was offering to help. It's Takeoff, right? That was the gentleman
That's the guy that
got shot.
Yes.
So that's the latest as of 7 o'clock. But yeah, I read the early report was that law enforcement sources say multiple witnesses tell us the fatal incident went down shortly after 2:30 a.m. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. After midnight, maybe. That's when the cops got to the call. A man was shot at a bowling alley called 810 Billiards. Is that the one where House of Blues is? Where it's like upstairs?
Oh, is it?
I think so. Whatever that area is, House of Blues and
yeah, downtown,
Hard
right?
Rock, I think is that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been there. Nice area. I mean, it's. I mean, anyway, it's all dangerous sometimes. Whatever part of the night. We were told Takeoff and Quavo were playing dice when an altercation broke out, and that's when someone opened fire, shooting Takeoff either in the head or in the near the head. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Yeah, there's a video of it too, and it's brutal.
Oh my gosh! Why do they have a video? Who recorded that shit?
Somebody that was around. Quantum Big Stoner actually posted the video without any editing, like early this morning anyway, somebody who was there, a bystander.
And y'all recorded it?
They recorded it.
You weren't scared, huh? I'm talking about the people.
Right, doing it, yeah.
Motherfuckers are weird, man. On that note, guys, we are living in
dark times. Might as well dark times.
Dear Lord, I'm just waiting for you to come get us. Please just come get us already, because I don't know how much more of this I can take of this weird ass.
But not before her world blows up.
Not before. Let me blow
her
up first. Let me leave some generational wealth for my girls, and then let me bounce. Let me just do that. That's all I ask. Thank you, God. Amen. Bye.
Amen.